These 6 terrifying rhino encounters are guaranteed to make you rethink your dreams of visiting Africa. Number 6. In Kruger National Park, a tourist got more than he bargained for when he got a little too close to an irritated rhino. At the start, the man spots the animal emerging from the bushes and starts recording. As he moves forward to get a closer look, the beast starts showing clear signs of discontent.
Easy.
Trying to avoid a confrontation, he attempts to drive away from the rhinoceros when things take a horrifying turn. Luckily for the driver, he is able to drive away before the animal gears up to attack again. Number 5. While doing research in Zululand, South Africa, wildlife expert Ivan Carter had a rather unusual encounter with a rhino that didn't quite go as planned. The video starts out as the man can be seen climbing up a small tree while a nearby rhino starts getting closer by the second. In an unfortunate twist, the beast charges at the tree full speed and does this. Luckily for Ivan, he can climb up to a higher branch and escape the rhino's wrath at the very last moment. Number 4. After a peaceful expedition of Chitwan National Park, a group of tourists were on their way home when they unfortunately came face to face with a fearless rhino. In the beginning, they all start feeling worried after hearing some unusually loud movement coming from the forest next to them. Now just a few feet away from the approaching animal, the tourists start recording the encounter, all while calmly backtracking on the trail. As time passes, the rhino only keeps getting closer to the men, while they surprisingly appear to remain calm despite their lives being in danger. Luckily for the group, the rhino doesn't see them as a threat and instead turns around to feast on some grass, which allows them to sneak past it and walk away. Number 3. In Addo Elephant National Park, a group of tourists riding in a truck narrowly escaped a potentially fatal rhino attack. The clip starts out as the tourists appear to be driving around when they spot a rhinoceros emerging from the tall grass. As the truck gets closer, the animal immediately takes off running and charges towards them. Thankfully for them, the rhino changes its mind at the very last second and turns back around. Number 2. While exploring the wild in a safari car, a tour guide called Ranger Luke did everything in his power to protect his tourists against a relentless rhino. The video starts off with the tourists zooming in on a seemingly relaxed rhino in the distance. However, the animal quickly becomes hostile and runs towards them. After stopping a few feet away from the car, the animal seemingly retreats to the bushes, but a few seconds later it emerges and attacks again. The brave tour guide thankfully does a tremendous job of scaring the intimidating animal away and keeping his tourists safe. Number 1. A few unlucky tourists were on an average safari walk that turned into an utter nightmare when a huge male rhino decided to check them out. Things start out as the brave tour guide confronts the intimidating animal with his stick while the horrified tourists remain grouped up behind him. The clip eventually cuts to a different angle, where not one but 2 rhinos can now be seen staring the vulnerable man down as he continues waving his stick around. For a few seconds, a stare-down ensues between the animals and the tour guide, who does his best to remain still. Eventually, the animal loses interest and walks away from the party, leaving the tourists to return to their tour. Thanks for watching until the end. Check out these other videos that are sure to give you the chills. I'll see you there.